This is the Ryder and Lisa podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
I'd like to start the podcast today with an apology. My bad. I was getting pretty rammy yesterday. It was my birthday. I didn't want to work.
And you were drunk.
No, I wasn't. But I did put a break in the podcast twice in a row, which I bet was so annoying. Anyway, hopefully your Friday podcast episode is a lot more fun with no repeats.
Yeah, let's hope. So I watched the NHL All-Star Draft last night. That's where like the 4 celebrities and team captains all pick teams.
Didn't Michael Bublé admit shortly after that he was on mushrooms the entire time while he was drafting his team?
My buddy told me this is just a microdose of mushrooms, and he was lying. So I'll be honest, I thought I was in Blades of Glory for most of the time that I was out there until it sort of settled down, and then I realized, holy I am at the NHL All-Star Game.
I feel like Will Arnett also seemed a little bit off, and Justin Bieber was like mute. Like he wouldn't talk. I'm like, did they all get together and like have a little party before this shut down?
I don't know. Can you imagine going through that in front of like 20,000 people? Anyway, one of the things I noticed was that the microphone situation was ridiculous. Like you'd have one person be completely normal voice and the next person you couldn't hear at all.
Oh, really? I wonder why that was happening.
Yeah, I don't know. And then all of a sudden somebody else would jump on and it would be absolutely distorted when they were talking in the mic.
So were they just not prepared at all?
Yeah, it was strange. Even there was like echoes.
That is super weird.
Super weird.
Yeah, you would think a company whose main stream of income comes from broadcasting things would at least broadcast them properly.
I can't imagine how embarrassing that would be for like the entire organization.
We are going out tonight to celebrate my birthday, but it was yesterday, so you don't have to text in saying happy birthday. I'm so tired from texting people back. I love you. I love you all so much.
If everybody could please text in to the show right now.
because then I will have to write everyone back.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
No,
Let's see how many we can get. I think 100. Happy birthday, Lisa's to 780-784-7107. Sorry about that.
Ryder, I don't know if you came up with this concept, but I wanted to share it with our listeners because I think it's really a really good idea. And it doesn't have to be for a birthday party necessarily. It could be if you're celebrating anything like an anniversary, a milestone.
New Year's. Instead of saying happy, you call it appy. So tonight, a bunch of my friends are coming over and they're all bringing an appetizer. And I think you can do that for somebody's anniversary. Mm-hmm. I just think it's smart because if you're hosting something when you're the one that's in control of all the food, it can get very expensive, especially these days. Well, and then you blink and everybody's already come and gone and you were just in the kitchen the whole time too.
Right.
Which I want to avoid. Like, I want to make something before people get there, have other people bring things.
And then enjoy their company.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a potluck, but it's just appetizers, so there's a bit of a theme. I thought this was like a normal thing. But everybody's like, what a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought of it, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the first one to think of it.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. Like, I'm sure people have done it all the time, but maybe someone's listening right now and they have something coming up, and it's just kind of a fun theme idea. So, happy birthday. Mm-hmm. Everybody brings a dish, and you, like, discuss, so there's not, like, 3 of one thing. Mm-hmm. Even though, don't get me wrong, if 3 people showed up with spinach dip, I'm not going to complain. I'll have my fist in it by midnight.
You could mix them together and then it could be like a 3-layer spinach dip. People love layers when it comes to dips.
But I do feel like there's going to be a lot of dips.
That's good.
That is good. But
dips are good.
If we're going out after, there's going to be a lot of people with stomach cramps. So just be aware of that. If you plan on doing an happy anniversary or happy birthday, everyone's going to be crop dusting wherever you go after.
Play 107 with Ryder and Lisa. It is Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it is. So, Play 107, or it's Ryder and Lisa. It is Groundhog Day. Come on, that was funny.
Yeah, except for you did it the second time. Like, I should have done it twice. We should have planned this. Yeah. Do people still care?
I don't know. I don't.
Oh. Like the Phil one? I don't even know how to pronounce the name. Phil?
I know. Jake Ryan said it yesterday on his show, and I was so impressed. I like just saying Balzac Billy.
Yeah, that one's easy to remember.
That's the one in Alberta.
Harry Balzac Billy,
exactly. So we don't find out if we get an early spring for another half an hour here. But in the States, Phil predicted an early spring. So that's exciting, I guess. That's hope. It gives us a little hope.
Indeed.
So this is kind of ironic, but Ryder has this joke that he tells every year on Groundhog Day, and I think it's so clever. And last year you were actually called out. Someone was like, "You tweeted this joke last year," but that's what's funny about it.
Yeah,
it's a Groundhog Day joke.
Yeah. So I tweet it every year. It's Punxsutawney.
Just say Phil.
Phil saw his shadow this morning, which means there's a good chance nobody under the age of 40 gives it yes. And then if he does see it, I'll just switch that a little bit.
No, that's not the joke. The other one. The other funny joke that you make. February has two of the year's craziest celebrations, Groundhog Day and Valentine's Day. One is an overhyped celebration where a bunch of hairy, unreliable mammals are somehow expected to be psychics, and the other is about a groundhog.
Yeah, no, I've only ever tweeted that one once.
Oh!
Yeah.
No, that's the one you should be tweeting every year. The other one sucked.
No, it doesn't. It slaps, actually. It got 19 retweets in 2015 when I tweeted it.
You do realize
Thank you very
that's
much.
when Twitter was thriving, right? Like people were retweeting things left, right, and center that year. 19's not good.
19's pretty good.
Okay.
Wow. Have you seen this trend on Instagram where people are posting pics of them when they were 21?
It's every third Instagram story right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are quite funny. Some of them are shocking with how much people have changed.
I was between cameras
Yeah.
at the
what
time.
What do you mean?
Well, I didn't have a camera. So that was pre me having a phone.
Right.
So I didn't get a cell phone until I was probably 23, something like that. And I guess there's probably some Polaroid or disposable cameras that I have in storage that I could go get developed, and there might be some pictures of me at 21, but it's just kind of like a window of my life that I don't have.
There's no documentation.
Memories. Yeah. Can you even get like disposable cameras developed now?
I think so.
At like Walmart or whatever?
I actually have no idea.
That would have been a wild job back in the day.
Yeah,
hey?
just looking into everybody's personal life, like the amount of selfies that people attempted to take with their camera, and it's just like their forehead, but then there'd be inappropriate pictures.
Well, yeah, my buddies and I used to play this game. This is inappropriate. Wouldn't do this now. Where we would see if we could get an inappropriate picture developed. But it would have to be hidden. So you...
What do you mean?
Let's just say you take a picture of somebody golfing, and in the background, buddy's got his pants dropped all the way, and he's hiding in the bush. That's like an example. Or you'd lay on a bed and you just get a normal picture, but you'd have a part hanging out, but it was camouflaged with the blanket. Is this an overshare?
It's just making everyone question how weird you and your friends were.
It's not that bad.
I'm just picturing you gathering around in your parents' basement being like, okay, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be so funny when we get it developed.
Let's get a picture together, and in the background, the bathroom door will be open, and Buddy will be taking a dump. Okay, there wasn't a lot to do in my small town, okay? We want to talk about annoyances at the gym. I had one yesterday where there were probably 30 machines, treadmills. I'm on one of them. There's maybe one or two other people on other ones. Buddy comes and saddles up to the one right next to me.
Maybe it's his favorite machine.
Yeah, but still.
Some of them make weird noises, you know?
Still, you got to leave at least 2 treadmills in between you and another person if there's nobody on the other ones.
It's not a urinal.
Well, it should be. Because
wrong.
Listen, then he gets beside me and has a full conversation on speakerphone, and I can't hear the podcast I'm listening to while I'm ripping it up.
Whoa, this guy can talk on the phone while doing cardio?
He wasn't going very fast.
Steve, who streams our show from Connecticut in the U.S., texted in saying people that are occupying a machine and constantly looking at their phone instead of using the machine. I know that people do need to take a break, especially if they're using a machine that's really heavy. But I get what you mean. If they start getting distracted by emails and stuff and you're waiting for that machine.
Yeah, Purple Pants Kyle also says it takes it one level further. People that are doing the same workout as him, the same routine, and they're just one machine ahead of him. He's got to wait for them every time.
That's super annoying.
Tara says people who think they own the gym and get mad if you walk in front of their camera they have set up. Oh, dang. That's never happened to me, luckily.
Can I put dudes that go straight buck in the sauna on the list?
I don't know. I feel like that's allowed.
Yeah, I think it is allowed, obviously. But come on. You don't have a pair of underwear you could wear or a towel you could put around you? This is a good little vent session. Thank you.
Yeah, it is. This feels really good.
Plus, it's all like a humble brag for all of us, right?
Yeah, look at us. We're so fit.
You'd think warm weather this time of year is nice, but cleaning mud and dog poop off my dog's paws is starting to get a little bit annoying.
What if you got the dogs like rain boots? Not the like walking boots that are for gripping, but like poop shoes.
Yeah, poop shoes would make sense, although getting them on and off would just be such a hassle. My dog Gordon, he refuses to come inside right now because he hates having his paws wiped.
Yeah, if there's a towel at the back door, he avoids it. He will not come in.
He'll look at you and stand there and just refuse until you pretend you're leaving the room, and then he sneaks in and gets mud everywhere. It's just a real mess. Yeah. And like trying to get boots on and off of him would just be a disaster.
We should reach out to Dolly Parton. She has a dog accessory company. She calls it Doggy Parton, which I remember once you said that's a fail. It should be Doggy Pawton.
Or Big Puppies. Yeah.
Ryder, that one's inappropriate.
It's Ryder and Lisa's 1K wordplay. Brought to you by Out of Bounds Restaurant.
We are joined by Jason, caller 7, first time getting through, hoping for some beginner's luck. Jason, what would you spend $1,000 on?
Boring things like bills.
Oh, I hate when people say that. Okay, you're allowed to do that, but you better treat yourself to at least one thing, okay? Promise?
I promise.
Okay, good.
Go for the side lobster tail when you get the steak or something, okay?
Sure.
All right, here's how the game works. You're going to pick a teammate, Lisa or myself, who will leave the room and not be able to hear round one. We're going to give you 5 words. You tell us the first word that comes to mind for each. We'll invite your teammate back in. They'll play the same game that you did. And for every one of your answers that lines up, it's $25. Unless you hit all 5, then it's $1,000. Who are you rolling with?
I'm going to go with you, Ryder.
All right. Good luck, both of you. Let's try and give away $1,000 on a Friday morning. It just feels right.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
Okay, Jason, I'm going to start your 25-second timer right after I say the first word. Good luck. What comes to your mind when I say dressing?
Salad.
Braces.
Teeth.
Petite.
Small.
French.
Toast.
Strut.
Walk.
Great answers. Oh, yeah. I love it.
Oh.
Was that stressful? First time getting through and playing, like usually you play along in the car or at home and it seems easy, right? Then once you get that 25-second timer?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Okay, good.
Sounds like it went well just from the vibes in here.
Yeah, we're feeling good.
Okay.
What comes to mind?
Not bad.
Jason's pumped. Jason's could potentially get the side lobster. Ryder, what comes to your mind when I say braces?
Teeth.
$25. Petite.
Small.
Yep, $50. Dressing.
There's 2 answers here. Dressing. Darn it. This is a 50-50 split right now.
Oh.
I'm going to say salad.
That's right.
Yes!
Yes, buddy.
Room was the other one I was thinking about.
Room. I was trying to think, like, what other words would he think? Like, I guess, like...
Yeah, I never even thought about that.
Like, I was trying to think, like, what's his other word? Like, up, maybe? Dressing up? I don't know. Anyway, we got $75. Let's make it $100 on a Friday morning. What comes to mind when I say strut?
Walk.
$100.
This is it.
This is it.
Come on, buddy.
I feel like we gave away $1,000 the first game back in 2024, and maybe haven't since. So,
It'd be so nice if we could.
Let's go.
Let's go.
What comes to your mind when I say French?
2 words, 3 words. I'm gonna go with kiss.
Toast.
No.
Your teammate sucks. I'm just kidding. You picked up $100 though, Jason. You could still get a lobster tail, I think.
Yeah, sure.
I have a feeling he's putting that towards his bills first, though. Thank you so much for playing, Jason.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Have a good day.
That one was tough, right?
Yeah, if people didn't hear the start when we asked him what he'd do with the $1,000 when he said bills, you would have just made him sound so broke. Just like out of nowhere, you're just like, that guy's got to pay some bills, I bet.
That's not what I meant.
Yeah,
anyway, what a great sport he was. Your next chance to play Monday morning at 7:50.
Come on.
I know.
French kiss was a good answer, right?
It is a good answer. I mean, language, French fries, French kiss, French toasted. It's a tough word.
France, Quebec.
Anything.
Yeah. What is a sentence you never thought you'd say until you had kids?
And this can actually be expanded to those of you who have nieces and nephews, or maybe you work with kids.
Sure.
And you just never thought you'd see the day where that sentence came out. Then all of a sudden, you're dealing with these children and you're like, I can't believe I have to ask this, or I have to say this, or yell this across the playground.
Just to get the juices flowing, I have a couple that I could contribute. But I want to go just listeners' suggestions for the list.
Submitted countdown, so get your answers in.
But one of them was when we were out for dinner. Some ladies came over and were asking my daughter like how old she was. And, you know, she would have been like 3 or 4 at the time. And she just said, "You're so old." And I had to say, you don't tell people they're so old.
So funny.
That was the lesson that day. We'll dive in with some of your suggestions next.
As soon as we put it out there to the listeners to submit something you never thought you would say until you had children or worked with kids or had nieces and nephews, text line absolutely blows up.
Just coming through with the answers.
So we're counting down the top 7 answers that have been rolling in. Let's go.
An honorable mention that didn't make the list from Aaron: the toilet brush is not a microphone. At number 7 from Linda: why are there 100 pictures on my phone of the cat's butthole? Thanks for the submission, Linda. Wes at number 6: stop putting frogs in your pocket.
That was so good.
It rolls off the tongue nice too, that one.
Once you discover you can catch a frog as a child, that's all you want to do.
Did you ever do the thing where No, I don't know.
Is it hurting an animal?
I don't think so. But you can like put air into the frogs and
No, don't do that.
They like get bigger and then they fart.
Don't do that.
Okay. At number 5, Jack suggested this as his funniest thing that he said that he didn't think he'd ever have to say. No, you can't have a beer. You're 5.
Adult juice.
Mitch, who overheard another dad reaming out his kid at the bay. So this wasn't something he said. He just heard another dad say it, which was, don't punch old ladies in scooters. It's a great tip for life.
I will say some of the biggest lectures I ever got from my mother were inside the bay.
That's a good point. Why? It doesn't make sense, but it's totally legit. Dana says at number 3, for surprising things you didn't think you'd have to say until you had kids: quit licking things at the playground or we're leaving.
Quit licking the tires. Quit licking the slide. Like, stop.
At number 2 from Michelle: you can't take your pants off in Walmart.
Or like, where are your pants? Seems to be like a really common thing that I hear when I'm like around my girlfriends that have toddlers. They're like, where'd you put your pants?
Yeah, why?
You were just wearing them 2 minutes ago.
At number 1, the reason this is number 1 is because we got numerous texts rolling in with this one.
Yeah.
Quit eating the dog food.
It's expensive.
The Ryder and Lisa Podcast.
Brought to you by Yegg Property Pros. Powered by Real Broker. Get a realtor who knows. Call the pros.
Play 107.